Hello, welcome to AILTV. My name is Temitope Olodo, and I'll be taking you through this segment where we'll be discussing something quite important to our community, which is the issue of the Commonwealth. As you know, as an European citizen, there is a European court that regulates, the regulations and directives, and laws regarding issues in the United Kingdom. And as a result, a lot of people in the United Kingdom who are either married to an European citizen, or could claim right under the European law. The same is not to be said about the Commonwealth. Commonwealth is of 53 nations that are voluntary organizations. They're voluntary countries who have come together, they maintain their sovereignty and population of about 2.2 billion, small, big nations, islands. Now, there is the latest scam in town is to do with the issue of a Commonwealth card which confers a right of being a British subject. Now, please, come on. We're not kids. You should understand, even though there are a lot of us that might have concerns about immigration issues. You know the right people to go to. In fact, you could talk to your member of parliament about it, to be able to assist you, in terms of going down the discretionary leave, or if there are other issues, because there are different areas within the immigration law. And I'm not giving you immigration advice here, but all I'm saying is, the Home Office have come out, that's UK Border Agency, have come out categorically to make it very clear that the Commonwealth British card that is being issued by some organization, which is a private organization, does not hold water. It does not stop you from being deported from the UK. And as a community leader, as somebody with a lot of skills, a graduate of political science, so I understand community, Commonwealth politics, as a graduate of law, I understand the difference between common law, European Union, United Nations, and all those human rights issues. So I understand it. I have an history that could be checked, and I don't want you to fall prey as we close 2016 to a scam, because that issue is a scam. And what I'll be advising most of you to do, if you've got one of those cards, is to speak to your member of parliament. Now, do not let anybody deceive you, whether you have right in this country or not. You still have a right to go to court, to go and get redress if you have been fraudulently sold something which you believe confers a right on you. And I'll be asking you to go and meet your member of parliament to make a complaint about it, so that you'll be able to get appropriate representation within that level of government. The other thing is that you should be speaking to a proper legal representative, so that they could get your money back from you. Either go to a county court, Now, don't let anybody deceive you that, because you're an illegal immigrant or something, you can't claim your money back. Believe you me, you can get your money back. Your kids, your children, your family back home can do something with that £200 or £300 that you've paid for this card, this scam card. It is a scam card. I'm not the one that called it scam. I'm telling you now that every authority, all lawyers in this country who are competent lawyers have said that that does not confer a right. So I'm only projecting that information to you. And I know that some people have used the media as a means of conveying these messages through YouTube to tell you that, they confer a right on you. They could create their own police protectorate and things. Listen, anybody can have a political party. In fact, as a consultant, if you pay me today, and I'm only just saying this, as a fund, if you pay me today, I could register a political party for you. It only costs about £150. So don't let somebody deceive you on the basis that they have a registered political party. Anybody could have a registered political party. If you have an agenda and a manifesto, you could have a political party. Even my dog can have a political party if they feel that the right of dogs have been infringed on and you want to project that. So what I'm saying to you here is the biggest scam of 2015 as we enter into 2016 is the Commonwealth card. Do not buy it. Do not encourage your family to buy it. Do not encourage your friends to buy it. In fact, tell everyone that you know that buying this card is the biggest mistake and you're going to be losing money. Welcome to AILTV. My name is Temitope Olodo, and I'm taking you through this, this process of discussing and, dealing with the myths that as a Commonwealth citizen in the United Kingdom, you are immune from deportation. You can actually just walk the streets of London without having the right papers. Now, let's look at it reasonably, because I know you are all reasonable individuals. You are all educated. The circumstances might have brought you to the United Kingdom, and either because you are now an economic migrant does not mean that you should allow somebody that does not have the appropriate pedigree to deceive you into doing things which is not right. Now let's go back, because I know you're intelligent individuals. You could Google me, you know who I am, and not only that, you could send me questions, because I want you to ask me questions, because this is a community and we should be able to ask ourselves questions. Now let's look at the Schengen visa routes. If you have a Schengen visa, you have that visa and you could use it in Europe, but you cannot even use it to come into the United Kingdom. And I mentioned earlier that the issue of the Commonwealth is made up of 53 nations of 2.2 billion people. It was originally made for the market purposes, for people to enjoy this free trade interrelationship. The monarch, being the head of the Commonwealth ceremonially. They have what we call a Commonwealth Charter, but that Commonwealth Charter is not legally binding. So we need to be very, very clear about this. And let me take you back on a journey, because you see, this is quite important. Now, in the 60s, when the issue of influx, because there is an history to everything, when the history of influx into the United Kingdom was increasing, it was decided that they need to put a brake on it. And what they did was to create what was called at that point, and I just want to get it right so that we are all on the same page. And it was called the Commonwealth Immigration Act of 1962. And I want to read it out to you so I'm not missing the words. It says the Commonwealth Immigration Act of 1962 was an act of Parliament of the United Kingdom passed, and the citizens of Commonwealth countries had extensive right to migrate to the United Kingdom. And although they have rights, those rights were not being limited. Then there was also the Act of 1968, which further limited that act, before the Act of 1971, which more or less just put a close to it, so that you have to either be born in the UK before 1983, or one of your parents is a British citizen along that line. But not that you come into the UK and you came with a different nationality, or from a Commonwealth country you came either with a Ghanaian passport, come with a Nigerian passport, or one of the Australia, New Zealand, and then you are now in the UK and you now say, I'm now a British subject. It doesn't work like that. And that's the reason why you need to get advice from people that are properly regulated, so that you don't lose your money. And if you've lost your money, please go back and ask for your money, because the bottom line is that what you've been sold is a fabrication, it's a lie. And because it's a lie, and because you've been sold this lie under false pretense, you can get your money back. Now, do not let anybody deceive you that you can't get your money back. Whether you have papers or not, your kids back home, your family, your mother, your parents, your kids in private school can actually make use of that 200, 300 pounds. And I'll be saying to you, I'll be calling on you now to please do not fall for this scam. Get your money back. Go to your member of parliament, make an official complaint, go to Citizen Bureau, go and make a complaint. Make sure, because you pay that money to a private company, you can get your money back. And the quicker you get your money back, the better. Because I know a lot of people in our community now are now getting ready to go back and get their money. So do not be left out. If you've watched this and you're watching this, let everybody know. If you have questions about this Commonwealth and you really want to understand it better, you want us to break it down, look at the names, or the email address on the screen, and come back to us. Send us an email. We will deal with your issue, because this is important, because your happiness is my happiness, because I don't want to see my brothers and sisters frowning on the street of London. But we all have concerns. Everyone has a concern. Everyone, want, to be legal in this country and to have the right to work, the right to get medical care, the right not to jump in front of a bus when you see an immigration van, or to jump out of your window when the police knock on your door. Maybe they were even just knocking to tell you left something outside the house. So we need to work together to make sure that we do this rightly.
You are watching AILTV.
And again, we're talking about the Commonwealth issues and concerns that we have within our community. And I think it's important we say this, because you're in your room now, you're having a cup of coffee, or you just switched on to the YouTube and you're seeing this program, you see just your telly and you're watching this program. And the questions that is going through your mind is, you know what, Timmy, you do not understand what I'm going through. I can't eat food. I don't know how, listen. There is help for you. There are people within our community, there are different organizations that could render you the necessary support that you need. And I think it's also important, to be fair on our host, because the law in this country is for both the good and the bad. If it supports everyone, that's the funniest thing. If you have done something wrong, or if you on the wrong side of the immigration rules, there are discretionary rights, and if you need our help, if you send us emails, we will make sure we get the professionals that could answer it. If we feel it's the questions you're asking is a very important question that we need to share with everyone, we will come on this podium and share without, of course, disclosing your confidentiality. We'll keep your names, strict. We're professionals, so we're not going to tell everybody your name or whatever. But ask questions. If you don't ask, you don't know. And it's important that we ask these questions. There are a lot of our people now in detention camps. There are a lot of people that have been on the wrong side because they've not done what they need to do. Are you one of them? Are you one of them that is dying in silence in your heart, that your heart is pumping, you're giving yourself unnecessary high blood pressure? Please, do not kill yourself. Do not get yourself depressed unnecessarily. There's help out there in our community, and you do not have to be ashamed. There are lots of people in this country that came in either illegally and are now living fine with their family. So yours cannot be an exception. You are not an exception to the rule. You could get help. You only need to speak to somebody. Now, I'm here to speak to you. Yes, I'm here to speak to you. I'm your friend. I'm your brother. I'm your sister. So speak to me. Let's discuss this. Send me an email. Drop me a line. Let me know what your concerns are, and I will make sure that we'll get the appropriate people that could deal with your question, will deal with your concerns, so that you could have a good 2016 as we progress, years and more years to come. But let me make it very clear. It's important that before you give your money to anybody, if I tell you, oh, I could do this for you, Google my name, Temitope Olodo. Google it. Find out what has people said about me. Check it out, because you might not know. The person you're giving your money to might not be who they claim to be, and you'll be surprised that some of the people that are parading themselves, everybody know, I've never said what I've never claimed what I'm not. I've got degrees, I've got qualifications, I've worked in different organizations, and everything is out there in the public domain for you to see. But don't allow somebody calling themselves reverend that are not actually reverend, somebody calling themselves a professor but never gone through the 4 walls of a university. Make sure you check. If somebody says they're a professor, check it out. Where did they get their qualification from? If somebody calls themselves a PhD holder, check it out. If somebody says they work for, they're an immigration lawyer, check it out. Go to OISC, or legal, the Solicitor Regulatory Authority. Check it out. Before you depart with that money, make sure you know that you're giving your money to the right person, and that you're getting the right advice, so that you're getting value for your money. Do not give your money to people that are claiming to be what they are not. And that's the reason why we're here for you at AILTV. We'll do everything to make sure that you have a peaceful, enjoyable stay while you're in London, and that is important. Thank you so much for staying in tune, and tell your family and friends to tune in. This is our email address. Get in touch with us and we'll be happy to help. Thank you.